Hi everybody, it's Becky with Icing on Top Becky's Cakes, and today I'm going to show you how to pipe Buttercream jungle animals. Take a look. They're super cute. It's a lot of fun. So let's begin. Okay, now let's talk piping tips. I got a whole bunch of round piping tips and then a few different kinds of ones like the 233. This is usually used as a grass tip. I'm going to use it for the lion's mane in this one, and that'll make a really cute mane. And then the leaf tip, I'll show you what I'm going to use on that one. The leaf tip is a 352. It's the smaller leaf tip. And here's the starter tip. I don't know why I got this one out. I was thinking on using it on one of the animals to give it more fur, but I opted against that. But we're also not using all of those round tips. See, these are the ones I ended up picking out. I didn't use the largest one, but I did use a lot of large ones. So you can see here there's lots and lots of piping tips. Now you can use a coupler on some of these that are the same color to swap them out a little easier. But I was missing couplers. That's the honest truth, that I could not find my couplers, so I had to use too many bags. So anyway, using this size round writing tip, it's probably about a medium size out of the ones that you saw there. We're going to first pipe the monkey's body here. What I do is I just pipe it in place, continue applying pressure to my bag until it's the size that I want, and I move it around from there. Now we're going to give him a couple ears and then add the head. So he's going to kind of have his head tilt a little bit because he's a monkey, he's been goofy. So we're going to place him just like that. And of course I'm putting him on the vines where he's going to be chilling out between the trees. And here comes his little monkey face. I just came down a little bit and then I pull up so that I don't have as much work to do smoothing it when I get to that point. And give him some arms. And some legs, and he's just kind of chilling, hanging from the tree here. We're going to use some tan buttercream and a slightly smaller piping tip, and I'm going to do a dot there, and then follow it through with another dot there, and I'm not really releasing all the way, and then a bigger dot here, and then I pull up, and that kind of pulls it all together. Then we need some for his belly. I'm just going to pipe up right up his belly without removing the pressure until there. Now if you want to smooth him out any, we can use either a toothpick or I have my palette knives, and that can help smooth out things a little better. Now here's a very small writing tip in the black buttercream. We'll give him some eyes, nose, and mouth. Now I added some water and some chocolate rocks down here, like a little rapids, river rapids? Yeah, river rapids down here for our crocodile? Which one is it? You tell me. Which one should be in this kind of a jungle? So we're going to make the body with this large round tip here. Just going to kind of pull it out. Oh, wanted his little tail a little sharper. We'll come back to his tail. And then for his head, I'm just going to pipe right up on top and then pull down after I've let it build. So I've got a nice head there, and then pull it forward and then slowly off. Okay, now I'm going to use my toothpick to just kind of smooth things over. You can also use a palette knife or a small spatula, but I like to use something to help work with that, and I keep a paper towel on hand to wipe it as I go, because that way you can just pull some of it off and get the shape that you want. Now right now my gator has a large head and a little body, so we're going to fix that. We're going to add a little more body to our gator, so we can go right back on there and pipe a little longer body here, and then we can also smooth that out again. Here's where our 352 leaf tip comes in handy. We're going to give this gator some little spikes on the back, some ridges. I just thought it added a lot more character to him to have these little ridges on the back. So we just kind of pipe, release the pressure and pull up, and that gives him those lovely little spikes and also fixes my tail problem. Now we're going to use some white buttercream and a small writing tip We're gonna give him some big, sad looking eyes. And then we'll go back in with our black buttercream and the small tip and just add on his little nose and his eyes. And there's our little gator, or croc, as he might be. So on to the next animal. We're gonna use this large tip again. Look how big that is. This is for our hippo. We need a nice big one for him. I'm gonna pipe it straight here and let it build so we have a nice body. I'm kind of using my turntable to kind of move that a little bit as I go. And then for the head, what we're going to do is we're going to start near the top. We're going to move our wrist and come down, and then come back up a little bit for the snout, and then kind of scrape it as we go up. And then getting out our toothpick, we're just going to use that to kind of smooth down that and enhance the snout just a little bit. So we're going to roll it off there. And that kind of brings out the detail of how the snout comes forward more. And then we'll go in straight again with the toothpick and then pull right up to emphasize how the snout is different from the head area. And then we'll go ahead and get our white again and add the eyes. And then the black for the nose and the eyes. And then we're going to add a little bit of ears with our gray buttercream here after we put his smile on, because he's a happy hippo. Then I'm just going to put some of that gray buttercream on a plate, and I'm going to use a toothpick, and I'm just going to scrape a teeny bit of this and then gently scrape it off onto his head, and that will give us some ears. And then our hippo is done. And we can smooth out any other details with our toothpick as well. And we're going to use that same large gray writing tip for the elephant. I'm going to start by doing the body of the elephant right here. And then just like the monkey, we're going to do the ears next, and then we'll do the face. That way the face can be the one that's overlapping the ears and not the other way around. So we're going to pipe both of those ears and then kind of pull them in and pipe the face. And I'm going to use a different size for the trunk because we want the trunk to be slightly smaller. I'm going to add a little more on the body there too. Here's a slightly smaller round tip. I'm going to pipe the legs starting at the bottom, and then I'm going to pull it in and then just kind of touch the body with it as I pull it up and kind of scrape it up as I go like that. And then for the trunk, I'm going to start right here in the center and just pull it down and pipe it around. Using a toothpick again to smooth out any details and add some detailing to the trunk. And lastly, we'll go ahead and add his eyes, and then our elephant will be done. For our lion, we're just using the same tan buttercream that we used for the monkey's middle and face. And I started with the lion's body and then piped up the legs just like we did the elephant. And then go ahead and pipe his face here and smooth it out with our palette knife. Then we'll add just a little bit here for his mouth area. Nice little circle. And here's the fun part. We're using the 233 tip to pipe on the mane, and we're just gonna pipe, let it build, and as we're pulling away, we release the pressure and pull all the way around. And then we can just go ahead and add his eyes too. And then for his nose, what I did was I piped in the center and then I pulled down, and then I went on to do the mouth area. So I just pulled down from there. And then yay, the lion's done! So that means we get to do the giraffe. So I'm using the same yellow buttercream that I used for the lion, only I'm using a round writing tip. And I'm just going to pull it out. I just have the giraffe's neck stick out back here. And yes, it looks like it's coming out of the side of the elephant, but no worries. We're actually going to put a bush here after I do the giraffe, so that the giraffe is actually peeking out from behind a bush, which will be next to the elephant as well. As I piped his head, I started at the top and then pulled down and then pulled back up as I was releasing the pressure. And now we're just going to kind of smooth him out and add his face details and spots. So using that tan buttercream again, we're just going to put that right on where his nose is going to be. And then we'll go ahead and add these little things at the top. What are they called? Horns? This is trivia. You guys answer down below. Are they called giraffe horns? What do you call these things? Because he's gonna also have ears, so yep, this is animal trivia here. Let's see who wins on this one. And then just go ahead and add his spots with that brown buttercream. Then we'll use the leaf tip to go ahead and add our bush right around here. And there are all our jungle animals. Thank you so much for joining me today, and if you enjoyed this tutorial, please subscribe to my channel and find all the other fun tutorials I have on there.